A lot of people are like that with God too. Like, don't you love me? Don't you see me suffering? And God is like, if only you knew your power. Hi guys, it's Nija. Welcome back to my channel. Alright, I have an intuitive message for you guys today, and it's gonna trigger some people. I was triggered as heck when I got the message. I was triggered as heck when I was asking God for help in my life. On numerous occasions in my life, I would ask God for help, ask God for help, ask God for help. And I realized I was doing this because of religion. And I'm gonna get into it. Okay, so for a lot of people, if you grew up in religion, if you grew up in the church, like I did, I grew up Christian, and then I had a spiritual awakening, and then I went down the path of spirituality and self-actualization and realizing that the power to change and transform my life lies within myself. And I got this download from God, this download from Jesus, this download from the Most High, this download from the universe, and the message was, help yourself. And when I tell you I was triggered when I received this message, I was so triggered because when I was growing up, I was programmed to believe that Jesus was gonna help me. Jesus was supposed to save me. God was gonna come rescue me. No one is coming to rescue you. And it's very triggering and it's very disheartening, but I'm gonna tell you why it's okay. Because everything you need to set yourself free is within you. And this is what God told me. Why are you waiting for me to help you? Why are you waiting for me to save you? Why are you waiting for someone else to save you when I've already given you absolutely everything, every resource, every tool that you could ever possibly need to be successful? Why aren't you moving your feet? And this is what we do a lot of the times. We're in such a disempowered state because of our gender, because of our ethnicity, because of our upbringing, because of our class, because of whatever excuse we make up in our head. Do you guys know that the reason that we are born into these religions, born into these cultures, born into these races and ethnicities is so that we can break these chains and strongholds that we have placed upon ourselves, that we have allowed society to place upon ourselves? Okay, the truth is that God has already given us what we need to be successful. What is it that we've been given? We've been given a mind. Okay, we've been given the ability to think. We are all fragments of God consciousness existing as me, as you, as everybody else on the planet. Nobody is disempowered, though we like to believe that we are. Okay, and so the reason why it's so triggering is, again, because we've been raised to say, you know, Jesus, please work this out for me. Jesus, please pay my rent. Jesus, please move this mountain. Jesus, please give me some money to buy some food. Jesus, please do this. Jesus, please do that. Jesus, please do. You are in a disempowered state. And the reason why they sold this to us, that Jesus was some genie in a bottle that was supposed to make all of our dreams come true, is so that we would not pick up our feet and do the work. I really love this saying, and don't quote me because it could be wrong, but this is just my interpretation of it, that while your head is down praying, you also need to be moving your feet. Okay? Don't ever bow your head and pray without moving your feet. God does not feel sorry for us. Jesus does not feel sorry for us. And this is how I know this is true. Think about all the things that have ever happened in this world. Think about all the bad things that have ever happened in this world. Think about slavery, the Holocaust. Think about all these monstrosities, these awful things that have happened in our world. And we think, why didn't God intervene? Why didn't God do something about this? Why didn't? Because these are all our creations. If you are in a disempowered place, that is a creation of your own. If you don't have the money that you need, this is a creation of your own. If you are looking around your reality and you don't like what you see, this is a creation of your own. And we are not going to be able to change our lives or make our lives better until we take accountability for what is. Okay, now I know you guys might be thinking, that's effed up. I can't take accountability for the fact that slavery happened. That's effed up. I can't take accountability for the fact that the Holocaust happened. No, maybe you can't, because that happened then and this is now. But the fact of the matter is, in that moment in time, there were people who were making conscious decisions to allow those things to happen. Okay, so think about now in the place that you're at. You are making a conscious decision to allow certain things to happen. And you're saying, God, please fix it. Jesus, please fix it. God, please fix it. Fix it. Fix it. I'm not saying you're not allowed to ask for clarity. I'm not saying you're not allowed to ask your universal team for intervention, for awareness, for a download. But you must realize that the power to get out of anything that you're in lies within yourself. God does not feel bad for us. Okay? Now, there is divine intervention. There are miracles that happen, and I can't tell you why they do or don't happen, but I can tell you that until you take your power back and become the God of your reality, meaning that you acknowledge that if I do this, then I can change the outcome. I can shift the things that are happening in my life. If you forever stay in a disempowered state, that is how your life is going to remain. Okay? No one is coming to rescue you. And I freaking hate that. I want to be rescued. I want us all to be rescued. But the fact of the matter is, we must rescue ourselves. Okay? How do you rescue yourself? By getting the education that you need, by getting the knowledge that you need, by getting the awareness that you need, right? But there is nothing that is off limits to you. The information is here. There are no more excuses as to why you can't make something happen. And can I tell you guys the secret that will get you out of absolutely anything in your reality, any stronghold, whatever it is that you're stuck under? This is the secret right here. Creation. Creation is the answer to absolutely all of your problems. If you don't have any money, you have a creation problem. If you hate your reality, you have a creation problem. If you're in a relationship that is toxic and you hate it and you're miserable, that is a creation problem. Because everyone has the ability to create. That is, if anything, literally the only thing we have in this reality is our power to create. That is what makes us gods in our own right. Okay? This is the gift that God bestowed upon us. To create. And so when you feel stuck in life, you must create. We get stuck in life to force us to create. You can't pay your bills. You must create something. You are in a toxic relationship. You must create something. You must create. Creation is the key to getting out of whatever it is that you are in. Understand this. God does not feel bad for us, doesn't feel guilty for how things are, because God understands that everyone has this ability to create. It's already been given to you. And so if you are choosing not to use that creation power, then you disempower yourself. If you choose to wait for a God in the sky to help you, to save you, to work it out for you, and you are not moving your feet, you disempower yourself. This is not to say that you shouldn't have faith, that you shouldn't believe, that you shouldn't hope for things to get better. Do all of that, but move your feet, because you must get yourself out of whatever situation that you're in. I'll tell you guys one last thing. I remember for a while I was in a disempowered state when I was in a toxic relationship. and I felt like there was nothing I could do about it. I felt like I couldn't move out. I felt like I was stuck. I was trapped. I had put myself in a bad situation. And I remember being mad at God. I remember being mad at my family. I remember being mad at my mom. Like, why won't you help me out of this? Don't you love me? Don't you see me suffering? A lot of people are like that with God too. Like, don't you love me? Don't you see me suffering? And God is like, if only you knew your power. This entire time I was struggling, suffering, you know, just feeling like shit, like having like the worst identity crisis ever, not knowing who I am, not remembering my power. That's all it is. You're undergoing an identity crisis. You don't know who you are. You don't remember your power. Do you know how many people in this world are in a disempowered place because they do not remember their power? They do not remember why they chose to come to earth, the work they chose to do on earth. Do you know that every hardship that you are undergoing in life is to make you have an identity shift, a realization that you can overcome it through your creations? This is why we go through struggle in life, to become more and more self-actualized, to become more and more aware of who we really are. Okay, if you're in a job that you hate, it's because God needs you to see that you deserve better and you must love yourself enough to find another way. If you are in a toxic relationship and you feel stuck, it is because God wants you to love yourself enough to know you deserve better and create differently. Any problem that you have in your life is an identity problem. You forget how powerful you are. You forget what you can do. You forget that the power to create is within you, and you must create the solution. Anytime a problem is put out into the world, a solution is simultaneously created. There is no problem on this world, in this world, that there is not an equal solution. For every problem that is created, a solution is simultaneously created. Your problem is you are vibrating at the frequency of the problem. You must vibrate at the frequency of the solution, which is creation frequency, to get yourself out of any problem that you are in. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope it wasn't too triggering. I mean, like I said, I was triggered when I came to this realization, and I was like, really, God? Really, Jesus? You're not gonna come help me? You're not gonna come save me, right? But if you really knew the teachings of Jesus, if you really knew, you know, what he was all about self-empowerment, coming alive and awake to your creation power, to your creation ability. And that's why he was so demonized in his time, because they wanted you to be dependent on the church. They wanted you to be dependent on the government. They wanted you to think that you needed these outside influences to make your life better. The power is within you. Now use the power. Wield the power. If anything, if you're going to pray to God for anything, ask God to show you your power. Ask God to make it clear to you your true identity. These are the prayers. These are the self-empowering prayers, okay? Stop asking God to remove the obstacles and instead ask that you gain the power to create your way out of your obstacles, because that's when the identity shift happens. That is when you gain the skills required to jump to the next place in life. Okay? People think that manifestation isn't real. Manifestation is really just manifesting the next version of yourself. Manifesting the version of yourself who can buy the dream home, that can buy the luxury car, that can go on that vacation, that can be that business owner. Manifestation is not collecting material items. Manifestation is transforming into the version of yourself who can have that thing. So if there's something that you want and it's not currently in your reality, it is forcing you to use your creation power to transform from the inside out. And I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If it was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching with me, you can go into the description box to see all of my links. I also have a few products that will help you to monetize doing what you love. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video.